Hello there! Thank you so much for being here again. If you're new, well, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, and I apologize for the change in filming locations again. The audio for last video was not very good at all, so I wanted to do it in a smaller room. Hopefully this works out way better. There was tons of echo in the previous videos, so my apologies for that. Now let's get ready to talk about my newest haircut. You're not able to see it right now because I put up a half of it or like a third of it. It wasn't behaving. The top section tends to get straighter and frizzier, and it's like more exposed to the elements than the underneath sections, and it just doesn't behave like I would like it to. So I just decided to put it up, and I haven't tried this hairstyle with like half a bun before, but it's okay for now. We'll roll with it. So starting off, sorry if I keep looking down, I have some notes. First things first, we're gonna discuss how I ended up in the chair of this specific stylist, and some recommendations that I could give you guys if you are still unsure as to who is gonna cut your hair next would be to do some research. You can ask friends, family, the stranger in front of the grocery store that has some awesome curls. If it's a texture that's similar to yours, I would not personally ask a very barely wavy about her stylist or a very tight kinky lady about her stylist. I would prefer to ask someone with a similar hair to mine and then get that recommendation and move on researching that salon or that specialist. One common way to narrow down options for a lot of people is to go into the DevaCurl website and go into the find a stylist or find a salon option. You just type in your zip code, I believe, and let you know whoever is closest to you that is DevaCurl trained. As far as how I found my specific stylist, I was in Facebook following a lot of different curly hair groups, and in one of them somebody asked, any advice on how to find a stylist? Anybody know a stylist in my state? And I think the specific questioner or the poster, that person was asking about Utah, and that's where I live. So whoever commented and answered for this one person let her know that there was a stylist in the downtown Salt Lake area that was DevaCurl trained. Also in the comment mentioned the name, the salon, the area, of course it was downtown Salt Lake City, and then also mentioned that she was a curly hair artistry trained artist or hairstylist and in my state. So I immediately ran to Instagram and followed the salon by searching the name, and then remembered that the salon owner and the specific stylist mentioned in the comment was Rachel, and that is the person that did my hair recently. But to be able to visit the salon the first time that I did back in February of this 2018, I actually won a giveaway through their Instagram. I just reposted a photo that they had. They were doing giveaways for the holidays, and I ended up getting a free haircut, a free dry haircut in style with somebody that was being trained by Rachel. So that is how I was able to get my foot in and experience the salon for the first time. I didn't have to pay for anything. I just made sure to give a tip and enjoy the experience. I did do a video on that experience, and I'll be linking it down below. If you're not sure about who is qualified for doing dry cuts on curly hair, there is different techniques or methods. The ones that I'm aware of are the Diva cutting, the Wee Dad cutting, and that one is actually done wet. And then there is also the Raw Hair Organics own spin on all of those, and they're located in Florida. It's just a salon, one salon I believe. They might be expanding, but they have their own sort of course that you can take if you're a stylist or if you have a friend that's your stylist and you want to encourage them to go get trained and then get their hands on your curls, that could be an option. Another option would be the curly hair artistry. So Rachel's got the DevaCurl training and the curly hair artistry training. Both of those were the ones that I was personally interested in after researching them and watching videos and reading reviews and just trying to figure out what they look like, the before and afters. Those tend to be very helpful to see what the person was looking for and if they were able to achieve it, and you just decide on your own if you like the look or if you don't. The first time and the second time going to the salon, I felt it was very clean, modern, bright, and very approachable. This is not a sponsored review. If I sound way too positive about the salon experience, it's just because I really loved it. I paid for everything with my own money. I am not in any way sponsored or working with the salon. I just absolutely love the experience and I would like you guys to be informed about it if you are in the Utah area. As soon as I came in, I was greeted by a stylist that was there. I was there a bit early, actually just as it was opening, I believe, and Rachel was getting there a couple of minutes after I got there. So when she arrived, she greeted me, said hi. She recognized me from February when I saw her first with the other stylist that was able to get trained under her. We moved to a station and how I mentioned she offered water and then her assistant offered water. It was all super welcoming. We then started the consultation and I do feel Rachel took her time to understand what it is that I was looking for. The previous haircut was similar to what I asked for this time, but this time I specified that I wanted my shorter layers to go shorter than before, just because I miss the bounce that it gave me, the volume that it gave me, just feeling a little bit weighed down lately. I also asked her to shorten the overall layers, just reshape the entire thing, not losing a ton of length, just trying to keep as much length as possible. And this can be a challenge just because you're trying to shorten the shorter layers, and the length of the hair needs to have substance still. So you can't just leave like 5 strands of hair at the very bottom because they gotta be long and then have tons of really short layers on the top. We spoke a little bit about what I've been doing to my hair, but not much, just because Rachel already knew that I follow the CG method and she has also seen some of my videos. Thanks, Rachel, if you're watching. And she let me know that I have been having a bit of a harsher part in the back when I bend forward and style bend forward with my switch to conditions, masters, and all of that jazz that you can watch in my very first video to see how I style. But she was recommending to grab that section from the very back, almost like the halo, just top and back of the head, the area that needs all the volume, and pin it away, style the rest of the hair, and then handle that smaller section on its own as its own beast, sort of, and try and figure out how I want it to look and just fix it more targeted fixing. And I want to try that. I haven't tried it just yet because this last time I styled actually upright and just let it air dry, and I don't do that very often, but I felt like doing that this last wash day, so I'm gonna go and try it next wash day to separate the crown and style that on its own, because I do have a bit of a cowlick and it gets even worse when I style forward and I get a harsh part and everything goes forward, and it's just the part of this side and the part of this side, and I have just a division in the back and it doesn't look very flattering. But as Rachel was styling and just moving the hair around, playing with it, she actually managed to make it disappear a little bit. I actually have tons of footage from the salon because Rachel was super nice in letting me film everything, and I tried to make sure to not leave the entire experience filmed in the video because it would be ridiculously long. It was at least 40 minutes, I believe. So what I was able to save in terms of what is useful, I have in a short clip at the end of the video. I did mention that I had such an amazing hair day that day, and I want to let you know what I did. So the night before, I used the Shea Moisture Strengthen and Restore shampoo. Just shampoo like normal. Use my scalp brush, and you can see the entire thing live, or how I get things done in my very first video. But I use my scalp brush to massage in the Shea Moisture Strengthen and Restore shampoo, then use my General Value Products Conditioning Balm Conditioner, which is one that I absolutely love, and you can get at Sally's. I did Squish to Condition, and I also did Smasters afterwards. The Squish to Condition I did with just the GVP conditioning balm. In the shower, I applied the Mauve Top Custard, and then after applying that, squished and squished and squished and squished a ton, trying to get out all of the water out. And I used the Raw Curls Medium Hold Gel. Lately, I've been noticing that getting the water out of my hair before putting in my gel has helped a little bit. I don't know if it's something that you would like to try, or if you've tried it before, but I've been liking it lately. After putting in the gel, I plopped in my hairnet like I do, and you can watch that demo in my very first video. After plopping in the net, I made sure to let it dry overnight, and then in the morning it was about 80% dry. I could say even a little bit more, and I did Smasters with also the Raw Curls Medium Hold Gel. After doing Smasters, I diffused completely dry with my Xtaba diffuser, and then afterwards I let it set. I actually did not scrunch out the crunch after it was dry. I let it just sit while I drove to the salon, and I scrunched out the crunch in the parking lot. Now we're gonna move on to the clips from the salon.
So here we go, so we have it thicker.
And then it gets really thin.
Like not supposed to be. Well, that's what happens when it's working for a while. And a lot of times it's the shoulder pieces where your purse sits and your coat sits and you sleep on it. So just you can add some to help us look like a silk pillowcase at night or something around. Yeah, it'll help you more slippery. Be careful when you're putting your jackets on in the winter, and it's not getting really hot between things.
I know I get it caught in my purse for sure.
Yeah.
And also those sections, I tend to do a really high bun when I just don't want to deal with my hair.
So what are you using as the elastic? Like what are you using to actually...
It's one hair tie, and I twist it about that size.
Okay. Have you seen the one that's like the elastic in your pants type of one? Those would be a little bit better for you.
Like scrunchies?
Yeah, it's like a scrunchie, but it looks like... That would help because it doesn't... See how this creates tension? And rubs and rubs and rubs and rubs. That's how when you have that delicate hair that's been on the head for a few years, versus this doesn't have one point of tension. See how soft it is?
It's a lot wider.
It's not going to create one stress point constantly on the hair. So if you're constantly putting that in this under the hair in one point the whole time, all the time, consistently, it causes a stress point. It starts to pretty much wear down the hair and make it thinner. So these are my favorite. And you can get these almost anywhere. I've seen them at the dollar store before. I've seen them at Michael's too. But they're like, usually you can get like maybe like
packet?
4-ish for a few bucks. Yeah. They're hard to find for a while. Now you can find them just about anywhere.
They got popular?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another question on the thinning for like those longer sections. I have noticed regrowth because I changed my diet. My general practitioner recommended for my chronic migraines to give up sugar and starch.
Okay.
So I started the very popular keto diet.
How long has that been?
It's been over a year.
Okay.
And a lot of people experience hair loss with that diet.
But have they gotten their hair back after? Like once their body adjusts to it?
Once it adjusts, they feel that everything goes back to normal.
Okay.
So in the last month or 2 or 3, I have noticed a lot of really crazy sections that are a lot of hairs. and are very short.
Yeah, I can see them. So, I don't think they're breakage. I think they're new growth, like you're thinking.
You just stress yourself out.
She's changed her diet in the last year, so things are balancing out for her, so she's starting to get some new hair growing in.
Good deal.
So just be really careful, especially to pin these back or to do much of them because they're so short, they're going to be easier to break. So just tucking them or twisting them into the curls that are around them will be best. Using a little bit of extra product to kind of like tape them to the hair would be easier than you trying to pin them or pull them back or stretch them so that they don't get stressed out or broken more.
Yeah.
And then using like tea tree and peppermint and lavender and rosemary. That would help. Put the tea tree in your cleanser would help stimulate the scalp. Lavender and rosemary will help keep it fresh and clean and keep it growing fast.
Okay, they have another one.
What?
These ones.
Alyssa?
But I can probably.
Oh, yeah. You've been trying out Original Moxie lately. Have you heard of that one? And it's been really impressive. Their conditioners do have some purposeful silicone in them, but not like their styling ingredients. So I'm almost thinking we should try this one. Give it a little try. Hi. How are you? Good.
And we will use this one to smooth out.
Yeah, let's just smooth it on a few pieces. Once we're all the way done, let's make sure we don't need to cut anything else, but then we can smooth it around and see how we feel.
And you can hang your purse right up.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Give it a smell test.
That's delicious. One that I've seen used that way, I think it's called Beautiful Mess.
DevaCurl? Yep. So this is going to be more soothing as far as it's going to like add a little bit of weight and hydration. Beautiful Mess is more, it's more of an actual pomade. It has more tack and sticky. It's going to stick things together and give it like a lot of bounce. So they definitely behave
Similar but
differently.
not.
Yeah,
close
like,
enough.
yeah, they totally behave totally different. This would be more for shine, smoothing frizz, and to add a little bit of like hydrated weight versus the other ones more stick the curls back together and make them big and bouncy. And have a lot more like tackiness to it, right?
That's true. And you would only use this after your hair is dry, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't use it on. Maybe someone that had like really frizzy, high textured hair.
That's okay. It's
Have
just
it-
Porosity as well.
Not necessarily, just someone
I
that
know
has a
that
lot of
you
texture and
sent
even
in
coarseness
some
to their hair.
information.
It would help
But I just
soothe
wanted
it and make it a little bit more flexible because it has more. This
a
is
little bit like about your
because it's heavier. It also helps add a little bit of weight to those textured frizzy pieces.
But it wouldn't weigh you down.
You couldn't put it on like my hair, like fine, thin hair. It would have to be medium to dense hair that could manage that type of weight, which is why you'd want to only pea-size them out. You wouldn't want to use like a big goblet.
I read that and I'm like, I need to
maybe
know more about what that
like a fingernail size, and just on your fingertips like this, and just smoothing and twisting, not a bunch. I don't want to cut it too
I
much.
felt like that unbalanced when you swooped it.
Wonderful.
Time it's always perfect.
From
These
here
girls
or
will do
from?
the exact same thing.
I'm like, it smells like you just washed
You're
your hair.
perfecting the
I
casting.
like to get it started that way. So. Come on back with me.
I feel that those sections in the front that we shorten a bit can be so fun or so frustrating.
Yeah. Well, and we could even cut them a little bit more. The problem, though, is because you have way more hair over here, because of the way the part is, it's going to look off balance with that side if we cut them too short, because we couldn't cut too much more over here, because then you look like you have two different haircuts going on, short and then long. So you have to be careful not to overly cut this side to make it look better, because that's going to make that side look thinner.
You got a lot of like nautical stuff in my apartment.
Do you feel maybe I could shift the part a little bit more center?
If you did, it would help give the other side some more hair. But
Yeah,
not
it's like
everybody
kinda
likes to
coming out of
change
the
their parts
summer
and
months.
uses it. It's hard.
I'm
If
okay
you
with
could,
it being shifted
that
a
would
little
help.
bit.
Yeah, that would help. Even so, when you shifted it, if we make these shorter and toss them, put some over on that side, that would help balance it out better too. So we could do like the stuff that's coming from the very top here, right here. Like if we could get
let's do some of that.
some of these guys over. Even if you could do just like a little bit of an angle coming back this way.
Okay. What about a zigzag?
Yeah, you can do that. I think sometimes it doesn't get it always exact, the same all the time. So just even a slight angle, just maybe an inch and a half in, will help give that other front a little bit better. Now he's like, I'm not gonna listen. See, now let's cut this guy right there.
A little colder.
And you see by adding just that view here.
So you don't burn your hand either.
Oh no, that's way low to me. Yeah, which is
I'm so
fine.
excited to see those getting shorter
Does that
because they
feel
tend to
about
be a
right?
pain.
Okay. Yeah, we can go.
They feel either too heavy, they get frizzy, just everything on the top. It's a hassle.
I know it's hard to
We're kind of opposite.
get them shot
ends
and
of the
popping it
spectrum when I
without
go hair wash. I'm like, you can't go
making
hot.
too separate
go
and
too
looking
hot,
from
yeah.
the rest.
I promise my head can take it more than your hands can.
It's getting better. See by just adding a couple over here.
And how do I make sure to always part where we set the part?
If you just go from the highest point of your eyebrow, straight up,
Straight up.
and then you have about an inch and a half in, and literally just go at that same angle, just straight up. Just from
And
the
then-
high point of your arch.
Inch and a half in, and then the rest in the back.
And then the
should
rest
be-
just let it fall off naturally.
Ah.
Yeah. If you could just part and let this hair come this way, so that you can have more around your face evenly, it'll make the whole look more even. It's just letting too much come over here. It creates heaviness right here on your face, and then it looks thinner here. So if we can get just a little bit more that way, just this literally, this section right here we need this way. And this kind of this will go wherever you put it or wherever it naturally falls. So if it can come back and then settle forward, it'd be perfect. So try not to just let the part all the way down and let all of this come over. I wonder if before you started everything forward, if you could come through, lean, and take a section back here and
That's
put
why
it
your
away.
hair's in such good
Do everything
condition.
forward and then do that section last, just so you can get that kind of like right here bit and come in like, right?
Yep.
Because
It's
it's
like
like
almost
the
just
same
right
thing. Like even though I try.
Take that guy.
But you can totally,
And then we're looking at it from the side instead of straight on.
and now I
Looks
watch
pretty good. Yeah, it is good hair day for you.
and I just wasn't using the right products.
But then see, so I've kind of messed with
There's
that
a
part a little
palette.
bit right there.
I mean,
So, but I moved it a couple pieces around it. Now we could do a little bit shorter here, if you
I
want.
push it 2 weeks.
I would love that.
I think this isn't too thin down here. That should
And
be
I have
okay.
very dry, like,
Yes, let's do that.
So let's do this just a couple pieces.
every now and then I'll use it, but I have a very strict rule going on that's in my hands, that I will only that's in my hands.
So when I came in, it was definitely very separated right there.
Every time I press
Yeah,
it,
but once we've kind of moved it around, it's all right now.
I have a rule that I'll use, you can only use it once with your shampoos. Yeah. I think it's fine, but if you use it too much, then
Yeah, I like those. Okay.
yeah, but like I just went 2 weeks because I didn't want to. Thank you. Yeah, well, not even lose the style, but I didn't.
It's much for your whole hair.
What are those things?
Good. So now warm up your hands. Lean your back, and I'll do it this way. Very shiny. Add lots of shine. I like that.
I don't know what happened. It was like,
Well, and yours might be a 3-day wash.
Yeah.
Or once your hair gets acclimated to not needing that oil so much,
I feel that the ones
from not
underneath,
being
like the nape of my neck,
you're
around
gonna be able to
my
make it 5
ears,
days. Might
tend to
be able to
be
make it
coarser.
They do feel a little coarser,
I always
like
say
just
to
naturally.
pay attention to the ends. If they
Would
need
something like
moisture,
that
it might
help
need
to
be longer.
use every day?
Either that or a conditioner.
Tiny amounts of it. I wouldn't use it consistently. But if you're clarifying, yes. Butters just tend to build up on fine hair or like a soft
So then it just
hair. Like your hair is pretty soft. I wouldn't want you to use it all the time because it would be hard to remove if you were using the clarified shampoo if you were always using it. So if you're gonna use it every once in a while, okay. Or if you're gonna use it consistently, you need to use your clarifier to like a gentle clarifier to remove it.
Sometimes I put rosemary or lavender oil
on your scalp or all
What would be a good ingredient
both.
for
Okay.
the cleansing?
I think rosemary and lavender is actually really
Like a
good for
coconut
scalp.
drive sulfate.
I would just maybe put a drop or two in your
Do you have one in
conditioner,
mind
or
that
not
I
your
can
conditioner, in your shampoo,
Okay.
rather than
Yeah, there's a couple.
like
Yeah,
actually
think
apply
about that.
it.
Okay.
And that way, you're only putting enough on there to utilize just what your scalp can do, and it's not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice and smooth, huh?
I also
So I'd be
know
really
some
careful.
people,
Obviously, you want to rub this at your
rosemary
scalp to
put
get
it-
volume because now you have this really nice softness to your hands,
and,
which actually feels pretty good. Like I don't feel like,
Oh.
yeah, like I don't feel like I need to go wash my hand. Like it's not sticky, it's
They
not
have
too
like a
oily,
little
but I
spray
still don't want you to
that
apply that to your scalp because it'll make you flat. So we'll just want to do. I would if you're
And
gonna.
that's
Mids
good too,
and
for the
ends.
same reason.
Yeah, just mids and ends, and then wash your hands before you go in and like fluff up your roots if you needed to, or use like a pick or a comb to lift them up so that you don't add them to your scalp because that would just make you flat.
Yeah, well, the hair
let's take this
oils
off.
like air.
Now to wrap up my conclusion on my Deva cut and curly hair artistry experience, I can say that I absolutely loved everything about it. I feel it was worth every cent. I was already part of their clientele because of the giveaway, and I was able to schedule as a returning client, and that gets you a cheaper rate. Also, I did not do a styling session. I just asked for a dry cut, and that can also save you some money if you're interested in skipping the styling because you want to do it yourself or because you want to save some money. That is also an option. I'm gonna leave all of the information for the salon down below, and I'm gonna make sure to add the photos that we took before and after here at the end. I am planning to have videos at least once a week, maybe twice a week if it's manageable for me, but I want to thank you so much for being here once again, and check out my new videos as they come out. Thank you so much and take care. Bye bye.